Hi, welcome to another episode of Josh and Kelly.
So, we've done a thing.
A big thing.
A big thing. We're making a big change. It was necessary. We have been living out of the space cab for 6 months now, and have done all kinds of modifications, as you have seen over the last 6 months, to make it more livable and to make it more user-friendly,
Sustainable.
and sustainable. We've done stuff. We've changed all the electrical out. We did a bunch of stuff. We created a seat for Kelly, all that. But at the end of the day, we've come to the conclusion that
We can't live like that long term.
it's not. Yeah, it's
we
just not
just can't.
sustainable. We need to be able to stand up. We need to be able to move around. We need to be able to cook, things like that. So yeah, we've done a thing.
So we bought a Alaskan camper. It has sides that you can go down and up like a regular pop-up camper, but it has solid sides, which is something we have been looking for. And
Yeah.
we found one that is used, but it's in excellent condition on the inside. So we're here today cleaning it, getting ready. We've had to make arrangements to get rid of the other cap, and then we're going to sell that, and we're going to take possession of this in a couple days. So just beyond excited because I couldn't really cook in there, and even when I was working, when my monitors are up in the other one, there was no room to eat, to move. You had to climb into the back every day, and you couldn't reach the door. There was a knob to pull. I had to sliver out and in I wrote a list of 10 things, which I don't have with me right now. Maybe I'll go through them again, but the struggles were real every day, and we really, really tried, and it literally was backbreaking, and it was hurting my back. Josh, I don't know if yours was hurt as much as mine.
It all had
but
an effect on us.
Yeah.
And you will have seen a few weeks ago we were at Overland Expo West in Flagstaff, and while we were there, we were looking at we did a quick tour. By quick, I mean like 2 minutes only of a new tour, or a tour of a new Alaskan camper, because they are the only real hard-sided pop-up camper on the market. And we came across them by accident, just wandering through, trying to find something else, and found them, had a quick look, and then we moved on because we were on our way to something else, I think a class or something like that. So we didn't have a whole lot of time.
We're thankful we saw him because it gave us the idea, and we started talking about it, and then he was like, yeah, we can. And I didn't realize, I thought it was just me that wasn't really coping as well,
we were coping, but we want to thrive, not just survive. And that's the difference. And for that, we needed more space. And so after we made the decision, okay, let's look into this, we then drove from Flagstaff to Denver, because there's a dealer in Denver. And so we went there, and we had a look at another one that was there, and we looked at it, we sat in it, and we opened and looked. And we were there for probably about an hour, having a real good look. And we came to the conclusion, yes,
we wanted it.
This is what we want. We want something that has all the space, but yet still compacts down to be able to travel, have not only the practical stuff like fuel mileage is better because you don't have all that wind resistance, but getting in and out of places and low bridges and all that, it's so much better because this collapses down. So this is the level here where it collapses down to. So the top comes down probably at least 2 feet, and then so it's a cab over, so the bed is over the cab, but the height of that, once it's collapsed, is literally like 6 inches.
We're not sacrificing our original goal of why we sold the van and moved to a truck.
We wanted to keep everything low, weight low, all that, and this still does that. So this is probably, in the end, I think it's gonna be a similar height above the cab to what the space cab is.
Look at us. We're sitting here. We're sitting up. The cushions are so
I can barely touch the roof.
This is the
fully
bed.
extended.
And then we'll show you the counter.
We'll give you a tour in a minute.
It has we've never done propane, so that's different for us.
Propane.
But I have a big 3-burner stove to cook on now. Bigger fridge, cabinets. This little seating area can be a bed. and it like you just pull the seat down and boom, it's a bed both sides.
Yeah.
And
we'll show you that in a second.
It's in really good condition. Like it's not worn at all. The floor and the colors are like really nice. The countertops I love. They're like the kind of material and colors that are just so forgiving. Like,
it's hard. I think it's like a formica, so it's very solid surface.
But the pattern on them is nice because some of the newer ones had like a marble panel, which we weren't a fan of.
We were not a
you
fan
know,
of.
Tons of windows that slide open with internal screens. We have the air. We'll do a whole tour, but we just had to give you the news. We're so excited, and
we're so excited. We are so excited. But I am driving to Houston tomorrow. So this camper is in Texas, in a place called Cristobal, which is just outside San Angelo, and it's about 6.5 hours to Houston. So I have found, with a lot of effort, a space cap dealer who's willing to take off the space cap and hold it and help us sell it on site, which is a big deal. So I'm driving there tomorrow, and so tomorrow is Sunday. So I am driving there tomorrow, and in Monday morning 8 a.m. is my appointment to get the space cap taken off. And I've done all the pre-dismantling of the space cap that I can do. I've undone all the wires. So all the wiring that we did for power, for grounding wires, for signal wires, for the Starlink, for the security backup camera, the dash cam, for the rear facing dash cam, all of that was wired and mounted to the frame. So I had to go through and undo all that and pull all that off.
Which was easier than doing it, right?
It was easier than doing it. And then when I did a lot of that, it was freezing cold. I think on one day it was even snowing when I did it, so this was much more pleasant to do it. But I had to go and undo all of that in preparation for it. But we still have one final big test. When the space cap went on, there were bars that went across on the inside that a forklift then lifts off. Well, all that is completely inaccessible because it's built out. And it can be lifted from the outside. There's slots on the outside where you can lift it, which is what I'm hoping we can do. But I still have to be able to access the tie-down points on the inside, and they're a tight squeeze. I did leave access to them, but it's a very tight squeeze. And one of them is a bolt we have to undo. So I'm hoping that I can access all that, undo it, so we can take it off from the outside, and I don't have to literally take the whole build out of it in order to take it off. Because that's possible, but that is a pain. And so I'm hoping not to go down that road.
We've been staying in a hotel for the past week, which is something we've never ever done in all of our years of travel. We've never gone into a hotel, but we had to. Yeah. Because it's hot and humid here. Yeah. So that was the main reason. One, we had to unload all of our stuff. We had nowhere here to do that. So all of our belongings, everything that was in the truck and the cab that we're getting rid of is in there. And it's been 90s. And a lot of locals are saying it's been unusually humid here. I mean, we're kind of used to it from the East Coast. But, I mean, it's been in the 90s and humid. So having a place to work and then store all of our stuff. Josh could do a lot of the work back and forth. And now, with getting the cap next week, we'll have a couple more days in the hotel where I'll keep working and he'll do some of the electrical. So we'll get some things in place before we, head out with this. So, I mean, it's been a huge blessing. I mean, first we were going to go with a new Alaskan, but it was a little cost prohibitive. And then the wait time was 5 months, which would have been, we just didn't feel like we had it in us. And then we were inquired about a couple of other used ones, and they never ever answered us back. And then we found this one and got an answer right away, drove here, and just feel like it's just perfect for us. And it's nice because it is used, and it doesn't feel like you have to be super precious with everything. The outside, if we're out in the bush and things get scratched, or but the inside is practically brand new, considering is it 12 or 14 years old?
It's a 2012, so it's 14 years old.
You would never know from the inside. It's just everything that we need and actually want, which is space.
Actually, let's show it to you, and Kelly can talk about the things that she likes as we're going through, because there's a lot of them. So here's the cooktop, 3 burners. Here's the sink. Sink is a little smaller, but that's okay. We can cope with that. That's not that big a deal. The fridge.
By the way.
No, the fridge is actually the same size of what we got. Actually, it's 0.1 cubic foot bigger, but it's pretty much the same size. And then these are the benches, which are actually super comfy.
This is where I'm going to be working. It's so, oh my gosh. And like I said, this is the part that turns into a bed. You can put your feet up here, watch a movie, and then the bed is up here, which is really nice.
Yeah. And then the table gets stored up there,
Right
but the
there.
table clips in
Right here.
right along there.
It's just a little fold, put the bar down, easy
Yeah.
peasy. This are easy to move. Put
Yeah.
all the windows up there, the fan up there. Lights, these lights are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We have blinds. Some of the newer ones just have covers, and we have
Yeah.
snap-on covers for all the smaller windows for privacy.
And here's something we weren't expecting. You can see that. That's an air conditioner. Now, that air conditioner is not really working, and we're going to replace it. We have one to replace it already on order, but we're going to have air conditioning. So when we're in environments like this, we can actually cope. And we don't have to retreat to somebody's house.
We feel like it's a game changer. We had so many nights where it was literally over 100 degrees in the back of the truck, and I managed to sleep through it, but Josh literally had nights where he didn't sleep all night long. And, you know, having the flexibility, and I do have to, you know, when we go back home, if the temperatures where we are unexpectedly or in our travels, just to have that as an option to pull things down is just amazing. So, yeah, that is one of my new favorite things, to have that as an option, because I feel it just gives us that much more independence, like where we don't have to ask for a favor. Can we sleep in your house because, you know, it's just 100 degrees.
Yeah. And then this forms an extra bed, so if we have a guest, you know, like if Matthew comes to stay with us, these form. Now show how easy that comes down. Literally lift it up, pull it forward, it goes down. Do the same on the other side, and bang, there's your bed. Come on, muscles. Push down on the back.
Over here.
No, push down on the back.
Oh, over here.
There you go. There you go.
I got a little stiff, but really, it's so easy for it to set
Just
up.
lift and pull, and it's there.
You know, it's not. It's more than a single, or about a single more.
Yeah. So it's nice, and it's pretty comfy.
Comfortable.
And so we can have guests. But as terms of seating, they are super comfortable. And it has things like a furnace. Here's the outlets for the furnace. It's got heating and stuff already, and we're going to do some other stuff to upgrade a few more things. And then under here, this was a cassette toilet, which I have just pulled out, which is out there. So this is now going to become both, the bottom half is going to be electrical cupboard. So all of our electrical upgrades are going to go in there. And then we're going to have a hanging cupboard on this side too. So we're going to put a bar across there and actually hang up clothes, which is nice. We haven't had that before. So that's going to be super nice.
So a lot more to share and tell soon, but we just wanted to give you our new exciting update.
Yes. So this is what it looks like from the outside. So this little section right up top there comes all the way down, and that's the only thing that's going to go over the cab, because these sides fold in. You don't see them at all. And then this fold comes all the way down to here. So it really, I mean, that's about 2 feet it comes down. It's really compact. She's feeling the heat too. But it really goes compact when it comes down. And then it fits obviously right into the back of the truck, and we tie it down, and then these legs come off. These are there to lift them. There's two there, two on the other side. They are there to lift it onto the back, and then it comes off. But yeah, we're super excited that we got huge windows, we got lots of airflow. We're gonna have a new air conditioner on top, and I'll do other things eventually. Like I'll put in solar eventually as well, and hot water heater and those kind of things, which it doesn't have now. But we'll do all that. There's Kelly. She's got more to clean. She's always got something else to clean. So she's going to go in and clean. But yeah, it's really, we love it. We can't wait to get it on and be living out of it. And so here's the space cap still on there, and you can see these are the external lifting points. This little slot right here. So a little forklift can go in there and lift up. But right on the other side of that is where they're bolted in, and they're bolted actually to the truck with a clamping mechanism, and I have to undo that in order to get it out. But we'll do that, and we'll get it on the way. But I guess well, we've got a couple of things here that we brought with us for cleaning and all that, but all of our stuff is out. Like, there's nothing else in here. All of this is electrical that will literally come back out once we take that off. So these are all the things I was telling you about. And what I've done is we're leaving the jackery in here, and I've connected down below here. This is all the parts for the heater, but underneath that is it's an AC to DC power converter, and I have that then connected to the bus bars, positive and negative bus bars, so that all the DC stuff runs, the lights, the fans, all that kind of thing. So it all runs, and it all runs off the jackery. So that it's a very simple electrical setup now. I took the other electrical out. We're going to put that into the new camper. But this is a very simple electrical setup for the next person who gets this. And so yeah, if you're looking, especially if you're a single person looking for a good camper, can't beat it. All right, I'm here getting the space cap taken off. I've got all my wiring spooled up down here, and I've got access back there for them in that cupboard opened up so that they can undo what they need to do. And then we're going to have the fun part of getting this thing off of here.
Yeah, that's good.
So what we've done is we've got straps here and here that we've blocked it up with a hydraulic pincher and put blocks underneath it, and then be able to feed the straps through to go to that apparatus on top so we can lift it off. And that's what we're attempting now. So here's its resting place, right beside all the other space caps. But this is it. That's where it's going to stay as it gets sold.
Yes.
That's good so far here. Gonna be engaging these jacks in just a bit. They might shake the rig just a tad. Might do that. It's okay. It's all normal. Looking good.
I just heard the truck get into gear and change.
Yeah, that squeaking was the brakes as I was inching forward. I don't want it to be flushing it, so I'm going to have a little bit of space there. At the moment, I think we're perfect.
Okay, many hours later, it is on. We're dirty and greasy, but here we go. The first official drive. Pulling out with it on.
So here's a first look at our camper on the truck, and we're quite pleased with how it looks and how it drives. And we want to say a big thank you to Art, as you can see here in the photo, the previous owner, for not only being so nice and easy to work with through this whole sale process, but just becoming a good friend in the process. And yeah, we appreciate how he's kept it and the whole process. So thank you, Art. So you know that we've done a thing. We've bought this camper. Now this camper has a very basic electrical system. And so I have been, for the past day and a half, installing a new electrical system, basically side by side with the existing one. And then I'm just going to grab the different circuits and plug them into our 12 volt or into our AC side once I have it completed. But let me show you what I've done so far. You'll have to excuse the mess because I've got tools and stuff everywhere. But I've got our big 660 amp battery there. I've got bus bars in. I've got main off switch there. I've got a few other little fuses and breakers and stuff. I've got the DC side of things here. And of course our negative bus bar there. So I'm about to put in, I'm about to cut one of these pieces of plywood, put it in as a platform, and on top of that I'm going to put our inverter and our DC to DC charger, and then connect everything up, and then this system will be able to go live at that point. The only thing I haven't yet to do with regards to this electrical to be able to do that, and was what I'm contemplating at the moment, is this. So this is the air conditioning unit here. I've taken the whole face off of it already, and that's out, and that's just the top unit. But the power for that, you can see that yellow cable there. That's a 12-3 cable, so that's 12 gauge. And this new AC unit requires 8 gauge, so it's not enough. But that's all kind of done into the ceiling and in the insulation. And it does eventually come out over here as one of these yellow wires. I don't know which one, but it's one of them. So I've got to figure out how I'm going to run 8 gauge up to this, where the new one's going to be, given that I don't really have many options. So I'm trying to figure that out. In the meantime, we've got tools and wires and stuff going everywhere, but I may just leave that problem solving for a minute and at least get this in and get this, I guess, this side of the electrical done as much as we can. So, but yeah, that's what I've been doing. It's taken me about a day and a half to get to this point. And yeah, we'll see how we go, but I would like to at least get my side of the electrical done, and then we'll figure out how to tie it in, because I've already run all the cabling. So all that white cabling here, that's all the new cabling, both for AC as well as DC, to go up and connect into this, which is the old control panel, and that's got both AC and DC in it. So I'm just going to pull them out, I'm going to separate them, and then we should be able to go live. I'm going to put my own AC panel in there. But as you saw, the DC panel's in the electrical box. So I've got a lot of that already done. So I think it may be time to cut these boards and get them installed. Okay, thought I'd give you a little bit of an update. Last couple of days I've been working on the electrical and have kind of gotten that to a good point where I can change over the existing electrical into the new electrical. So I'm in the process of doing the 12 volt transition. And the first thing I did was I redid the power for the hydraulic pump, which pumps the hydraulic mechanisms which raise and lower the roof. And it was throwing fuses initially, and I changed out some of the wiring, and now it's fine, it's operating fine. But the hydraulic reservoir just kind of blew up. So we've got no way of raising or lowering the roof. And I had not finished the electronic transition yet from their 12 volt system to my 12 volt system. So it's hard to get to, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that until I get the this hydraulic system fixed. And I've just been on the phone to a guy in Washington who kind of specializes in these campers and all that. And he said he's never heard of that happening before. So he thinks that there's a breather hole in the cap, and he thinks that that may have been clogged or whatever, which created the pressure in the actual reservoir, which made it burst. So I've got to kind of figure all these things out and check that out and see if that's actually working, or if it's clogged, find out if then blew seals and that's what needs to happen, they need to be replaced, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get on to that and do that, but it's probably not gonna happen today. We'll see. But yeah, so, and this is Friday, and so we have a bit of a time transition. If I need to get something done or I need to talk to somebody like this afternoon, like in the next hour or so, is like they'll be knocking off work after that, so it might be a little difficult. So it may have to wait till Monday, unfortunately. We'll see. But yeah, I thought I'd give you an update, and I would show it to you, because if it's all dark back there, because everything's down and enclosed, and it's not really, you can't really see much because of that. But I did get the air conditioner changed out. So bought a 12-volt air conditioner, and I went to an RV place, and those guys helped me with the other forklift. We pulled the old one off, and we put the new one in. So that's great. It's not finalized and it's not wired up yet, but it's actually installed. So we don't have a big hole in the roof. That's a good thing. And yeah, so I'll keep you updated and see how we go with this whole transition of not only the electrical, but the things we're adding to it. But I've never had this much trouble in any things that I've built from scratch myself. And now we bought a camper and having some difficulties, but it might be self-inflicted. My going with a 14 gauge wire instead of 10 initially may have had some issues with the hydraulic pump and the raising and lowering. So I guess I have to take some of the blame for that too. But yeah, I'll let you know how I get it fixed and where we go from there.
So we're here today, still in Texas in Home Depot. We got this new truck cab, as you know, this new Alaskan camper pop-up, but up in here it's a little too low, and there's something up in here that it's making a squeaking sound. So we've only had it like 5 days, but we're back at the lifting it up. So the plan is to lift this up so then we can get this space bigger, and then we're going to put some wood in there. But it also requires that, say hi, Josh.
Hi.
We might have to adjust this and add some height to it to make it all even again, because it took a while, many times backing up to make it all straight. We still haven't washed it yet because we've been busy doing things, so we still have to wash it. But yeah, so we have some bricks, we have some wood, and we're gonna manually lift it with this what are these things called again?
Lifts, jacks.
Jacks is the word I was trying to think of. We have a little supervisor over here, Sophie, keeping an eye on things, so we'll let you know how it goes. So we got the steps and all the jacks set up. There's 4 of them. So what we do is we're going to manually crank these, go from front to back, and it'll lift it up. Okay, we're back in business. Got all the jack mountings down, and we got a little bit of space up here. That's what was touching. You can just see there's a little bit of sunlight coming through, just enough hopefully that it won't be squeaky. So yeah, it went pretty quick. We had to add some extra wood to raise it, but it's pretty even. So yeah, that took a few hours less than I thought it was going to take, so that's a good thing. Sophie baking in the sun as usual. We got an early start today, and I'm glad we did, because now it's getting hot and humid. So just a little update. We did get the camper lifted, so that is gone. So that's so nice, because it just felt like it was going to
Every bump, every little crack in the pavement was like scream, and it was like nails down a chalkboard kind of sound.
Yeah, it was
It was not pleasant.
So we got that. That went so much smoother. Took about half the time I thought, because getting the camper on that last week took like 3 hours, so I thought it was going to be a 3-hour job, but that went fast. And then we went.
Because Kelly did all the heavy lifting, so it went really quick.
So then we did the just put some screws. Well, Josh did. I just handed them stuff.
So that.
I don't know if you can see.
That's
so,
the air conditioner.
So
it's
he,
very low profile compared to the last one.
yeah. So we just took some things off and screwed everything down. We got that. That only took like an hour or so yesterday. So we got those 2 things done. But there is still one major thing that is not working.
And that's the hydraulic system, which raises and lowers the camper. I did a few things yesterday on the advice. I spoke to a guy who is the main service contact for Alaskan campers, and he was very helpful. He was a very nice guy. His name's Brian. And so he walked me through a few things to try, and I've tried them all.
Like no success.
There's no success. It's still not working, so it's still not raising, so we can't use it. So that's a major thing.
So we're in the hotel. We had to extend our time for.
We're still in the hotel.
How many days has it been? 13.
It's been a little while. But we are looking tomorrow. There's a local RV repair place to help me put the air conditioner up on top. And took the old one off for me, which was fantastic.
They were so helpful.
They were so helpful, those guys.
Yeah.
So they have a guy who might be able to work on the hydraulic system. So I'm going to call them tomorrow and see. If not, we've also got an inquiry in with this guy Brian, who's the service contact from Alaskan Campers, and we've got quite a few things on a list for him as a potential for us. What are some of those things?
So we don't have any hot water, and we wanted to see about placing a hot water heater combo. So we would place the heater and the hot water and do an outside shower, as well as, is it an option? Should we consider going with an electric lift instead of the hydraulic lift? So those are the big questions.
So those are all things that hopefully he'll be able to give us some good advice on, and even some ideas on what they would cost if we're going to change out some of those things. He thinks the heater's fine.
What they're going to cost.
Yeah, he thinks the heater is fine. He thinks it just, service will be, it'll be it, because it probably doesn't even need a service. Evidently, these things don't require much in terms of servicing. The gas furnace that's in there. So we'll see.
But what Josh had told me too is, Alaskan, the hydraulic lifts and what they do in these trucks are pretty unique to them. It's not like you could just order it somewhere and go someplace.
It's custom built for these campers.
So it kind of puts you in a tough spot. Like we're in Texas, so we're the main place that does it is Washington. So we kind of want to know so we can plan. Do we drive out to Washington to get these things done now while we're here on the West Coast? And then we'll have them done and under our belt, and just can move in the camper and start living life again the way we want to.
Yeah, we're kind of really in limbo at the moment. We're kind of up in the air. There's so many things that are unknown, especially about the hydraulic system, but other things. So because of that, we just don't know the answers. So we hate to
we have lots of questions and no answers.
And we hate to finish a video on a cliffhanger, but trust me, it's more of a cliffhanger for us than for you. We just don't know what's going on. So you have to tune in next week, and we'll hopefully have some answers for you and some progress. But yeah, until then, that's just the way it's going to have to be. We're doing what we can, but we have limited access to back there. So even me finishing the electrics is going to be quite difficult. So I don't even know if I'm going to get that done, but it's the way it is. But yeah.
We'll
until next time, we'll see you out there.
See you out there.